Hey guys, 2025. It's been an interesting year so far. I don't know if I should do the headphones. I was thinking about this setup if I wanted to go in this kind of direction, having the mics and the headphones, but I don't know. I just really feel like this is just different for me and cool. So today, I want to just talk about creativity and where it all started. So that's where I'm going to start. I just always remembered me being creative since a young age. Uh, like my dad was super creative. He was an interior designer. So my house was filled with a lot of like interior stuff, artifacts from all over the world. So I was always seeing different things in my household, from like scrolls to statues, maps, just all types of weird stuff. And then my dad woke up one day and had this crazy thought about, he saw this church like in Wilmington. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware, born and raised. But yeah, he saw this church and he thought like he wanted to like create this like loft house for it. So that's what he did. He worked on that for like 2 years, and then, it just became, our house. And I grew up in there, and then my parents went their own way. But before they did, my dad was like really big on like creativity. Like we used to play this game. He used to pull out records, and he would put them all. He would put the covers all over the floor, and then he would play the record, and I would kind of try to guess which record cover went with that song. And like that was the first time that I realized who Kenny G was, because I didn't know he was a white guy. I wasn't putting two and two together, but like Miles Davis, all types of people, were just sounds that came in my house. So, my dad was always pushing me creatively to do that. So to like, cause he couldn't speak, he had a trach. So when they removed his vocal cords, our communication was always through like movies or through like music. And I learned a lot from watching movies, and that's why I'm a big movie buff, and I can tell you I've seen a lot of movies. So for me, creativity's always been there, and it was just something that made me feel like I just wanted to pursue it in a way where it fueled me, where I didn't feel like I was doing it because other people wanted me to do it. And that was the biggest part for me, growing up. And then my parents split, and then, living with my mom, and then going to my mom's, to my grandparents, and then just being raised in a whole different environment once the parents split, because then I had my creative flow was just really now, once my parents split, that's like music really started jumping for me. Music like was just something that I was in Smyrna. If you know where Smyrna is, ain't nothing really much down there. So it's like people either riding dirt bikes and shooting stuff with their BB guns and stuff like that back in them days, because no internet. But so I either was learning how to ride a BMX bike and just making music, and I had this boom box, and I would just figure out how to make music. And this cool thing about the boombox, it was a double decker. So like, and then I had this like school thing from, them flat old school tape players that teachers used to have in the classrooms and stuff. You'd put in, and they had the speaker on the top of it. And I'd get an instrumental, and I'd put that in. I'd get a blank tape, and then put that in there, and then put the instrumental inside the double decker, and then I would put my head inside of like my TV console, because it was like trapped like a box. So I would rap inside that box, and I would record myself, and that's how I was making music for myself for the first time. Like no studio, no nothing. My friends would come over like, yo, how'd you make a song? Because I figured it out. And then there wasn't like instrumentals too much, so I would take the double decker, I would play part of the song and then stop it, and then rewind that right back, and then play it again, and start it over again. And I keep looping it and keep looping it and looping. And when I first started, the loops were just terrible. You know what I'm saying? They were just offbeat. But, you know, I don't know. After a while, I started getting better at it. And that's when things changed for me. And then Music Generator came out for PlayStation, and that like changed my life. It was just like this machine thing that on PlayStation that allowed you to make beats. So it was just like I was snapping from there because I didn't know too many people could make beats for me. So it just varied from me for music, and I just started falling in love with making music every day because it was just something for me to escape to, but I was still paying attention a lot to films and watching movies, and like that was my thing. I was up late night watching HBO movies after movies. If it wasn't Stars, Encore, you know, Cinemax, all them, you know what I mean? You know, it was just a life, man. Times was just different for them. And for me, it was just, these things were just like magical to me. Watching a movie and like one of my favorite movies, Fifth Element, it just blew my mind away, the way that they put things together in the films. And I was like, you know what, I want to do something like that. I didn't know exactly, because the thing is, like, being creative, you know, you like music, you like fashion, you like all these things, drawing. I used to draw, but you just never know where it's going to really land for you. And I think that's where you find your purpose, because when you're doing something that you truly believe God intended for you, I think that's where you will find your true purpose, and your skills will come out and things will work out for you in the right way. And then that's when the money will come. I think people be forcing things too much, trying to like be that, and then that's when they crash and burn. For me, it's about the happy ending. One thing, if I've ever watched any movie plot, I don't care how my life rolls, long as it ends with a happy ending at the end of it. Because a lot of people get movie plots in their life where it's just, they get the happy shit in the beginning, then shit starts to go crazy towards the middle of their life, and then the end doesn't end well for them, you know. And for me, it's really about that happy ending when it comes to creativity and getting there. So I think that's a little bit of my life today, you know. We're gonna keep these things going. Here at the studio, yeah, just vibing out here with your boy Jeff Phoenix. This is my life. Hey, if you want to keep watching, hey man, just keep liking, comment, let me know what y'all want to know more about. And I'm just here to happy share my life with you guys. You know, we're here at Jeff Phoenix Film Studios. I'm your boy Jet, and we out.